When he saw his beloved wife have her throat slit, the husband instantly thought of 100 ways for the killer to die. But what he never expected was, when he disguised himself as a cop and went to the gas station, trying to check the surveillance footage from before his wife was killed, two real cops with loaded guns suddenly burst in, because Neeson was actually the police's prime suspect. So he had to find the real killer, to clear his name, and take the killer down with his own hands.
Stop what you're doing, Mr. Mills! Step away from the desk! Back away from the desk.
After figuring out the killer's physical features, Neeson, a former agent, didn't choose to run away. Instead, he calmly raised his hands, because he'd already hatched a crazy revenge plan, and getting arrested was part of the plan. Even when he was surrounded by dozens of cops with loaded guns, Neeson, all alone, didn't panic at all. But just as Neeson was about to put his plan into action, the detective in charge of the case told them to stop the car right there, wait for SWAT backup, because he knew damn well how dangerous Neeson was. He was way more dangerous than all the police on the scene combined, but the officers were full of disdain. Besides, it would only take them 10 minutes to get Neeson to the holding cell, but this arrogance would cost all the officers dearly, because Neeson had already used the metal piece inside his watch band to quietly unlock the handcuffs. Not until one of the officers was thrown out of the car by Neeson did the driver finally realize how serious things were, but it was already too late. Neeson grabbed the steering wheel and jerked it hard. The car went flying into the air, straight into the oncoming lane, and the reason Neeson risked his life to do all this was just for this unremarkable police car. He threatened the cop to hand over his phone and radio, then plugged a USB drive into the police car's onboard computer, because only then could Neeson download all the call records from before his wife's murder, cross-reference them with the killer's tattoo from the surveillance footage, to track down the real killer who murdered his wife. But Neeson only got 70% of the data he needed downloaded when a helicopter in the air locked onto him. To make things worse, dozens of cops with loaded guns suddenly appeared ahead on the road, and they didn't hesitate for a second, unleashed a hail of bullets at Neeson's vehicle. But what no one expected was, Neeson didn't even try to turn around and run. He even hit the gas and crashed into a multi-story parking garage with no way out. Neeson kept driving until he reached the rooftop, then finally stopped the car, because he had to hold on until the data finished downloading. Only then could he, surrounded by dozens of cops, pull off one last desperate move. Even though the elevator shaft was the fastest escape route, it was also the deadliest. If he passed out while falling, Neeson would surely burn to death in the fire. Watching Neeson get blown up in the car, the detective finally let out a sigh of relief. But just as he was about to report to his superiors, Neeson, who'd narrowly escaped death, actually called the detective himself. This insane move left him completely stunned.
You have to know is I'm innocent. Give me 2 days and I can prove it. I can find out who did it.
Division 6 is the court's job to decide. It's not mine. My job is to bring you in and let the law take its course. That's it.
Good luck.
Faced with such a crazy provocation, the detective could no longer contain his anger. They quietly lay in wait near the cemetery, ready to make Neeson pay a terrible price, because they knew damn well, as her husband, Neeson would definitely attend his wife's funeral. But until the ceremony was almost over, the detective still hadn't seen any sign of Neeson. Plus, the bug they'd secretly planted on Neeson's daughter had been jammed by some device the whole time.
Listen, he'll be in touch. Your very predictable schedule.
Then Sam pointed to the button on his chest. His smart daughter figured it out right away. Seeing his precious daughter suffer so much, Neeson's heart felt like it was being torn apart by countless sharp blades. But this was the only way to say his final goodbye to his beloved wife.